But if you are blending it in a shake with like fruit, and I add almond butter into mine. So my morning shake is a banana, coconut milk, protein, and almond butter. And it is the best. I hate sharing it with my children because it's my favorite. And so that's my meal replacement, because I'm getting my fats, I'm getting my protein, I'm getting all that good stuff. And so that's why if you just mix it with water, that's why it's not a meal replacement.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, and Aaron thinks it makes sense too. Thanks for clearing that up for Aaron. He's ready. So then the Fizz Sticks 2 is what's recommended. I absolutely love them. I found when I was working that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, now this is pre 30 days, but at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I would get this insatiable desire to sleep because of the crash, right? But I also wanted to eat anything that was salty or sweet. And I'd go around, pilfering off in a desperate attempt. And the Fizz has just totally replaced. So I do have an afternoon Fizz, but I have a morning one too. So
I usually have time for just one during the day, and that's at lunch. But on the weekends, I'll have 3 sometimes, depending on what I'm doing.
And Jeff has to watch his because it's an alkaline caffeine, but there is caffeine in there. So coffee is acidic because the beans are roasted to a level where it brings out the acidity in the coffee or in the coffee bean. Whereas we have ginseng and green tea, and it is an alkaline caffeine, but it is caffeine. So if you have an aversion, if you can't sleep after drinking coffee, then don't have your Fizz Stick late in the day. That's right. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then these little puppies, and I was never a herbal tea lover ever. And when I started doing the 30 days, I thought, okay, well, I'll jump on the herbal tea train. And it's become my go-to. So these have milk thistle, dandelion extract, and mint.
Right.
And it's all stuff that's really good for your gut. So your gut will love you after you do this program.
It's also good for liver and kidneys.
For detoxing. So it is called a detox herbal tea. So I have one in the morning. So the first thing I have. And Jeff and I usually try to have one at night. So it's kind of our thing that we do for bed. It's really good for sleep. Like, I don't know why I could have one in the morning and not sleep, and yet I find it just relaxing, but it is really good for your tummy. So that's the main stuff. I'm not sure what everybody else has got, whether you got fiber, greens, or the body cleanse. But just to add in about the body cleanse, it is a nice gentle cleanse, so you don't have to worry. If you like lemon and ginger, then you'll love this. Jeff loves it. It's not my favorite, but I do the cleanse because it is really good for you to have. So they recommend that, no, they don't recommend anything anymore. So it used to be on the 3rd week, we do the cleanse, but you can actually do 2 in week 1, 2 in week 2, 3 in week 3, and then 7. So you can do it however you want. But what you have to do with these little packets is you actually add them to warm water, 750 milliliters of warm water. I don't have my thing here, but so you fill the warm water up, put this in, shake it up, and you drink it slowly throughout the day. You can drink it cold, you can drink it warm, you can drink it however you want. This is some people's favorite little product. It's my least favorite little product, but it works so well for your liver and your insides.
You could add more water if the taste is too strong. So you can water it down.
Yeah, you know what? I tell people I don't really like the taste, but I know it's good. But most people like the taste. If lemon
What does it taste like?
lemon and ginger together.
Okay, I haven't
Tastes
had
like
it yet. So
neocitrin. That's what, to me, it
No.
tastes like
I don't like neocitrin, but
But you know what? My mom and my aunt love it. Carl loves it. Carl actually would do it every week, every day if he could, because it is really a gentle cleanse. You will never have to run to the washroom. You won't ever have any issues at all with it. So we used to have one that you took at night before bed, and it tasted like prunes, and I loved it. And then they
didn't.
switched it to lemon and ginger. Like, dang. And the prune one, you just took it before bed and you never had to go to the bathroom. So but you do end up going more. Like it does help to clean you out. It's just not like, I don't know if you've had those really bad cleanses where you're, the ones you shouldn't do, that you're running to the washroom.
it's not like colonoscopy.
Yeah, it's not like coli. Jeff just said. My girlfriend calls it go lightly. It's anything but go lightly. Anyway, so that's it for that. Now we do have a ton of recipes. So there's a ton of recipes on the Healthy You in 2020 site where you can learn how to do different sweet recipes for using the protein powder, which they're all amazing. There's really good cookies you can have that are actually guilt-free, unless you eat the whole tray. That's never a guilt-free moment. And Jeff and I have done that with the brownie.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not good. And you can make it as good as you want it to make. So this is it's your program. It's whatever you want to do. But I would like to make it more fun for us. And I'm always better if I have a group to be accountable to, or at least another person. And sometimes Jeff and I are our own worst enemies. We're kind of leading each other down the good path or the bad path together, but we're good.
Let's make that clear. Sherry's usually the one that leads me down the wrong path.
Okay. He's so innocent. So I didn't know how we wanted to do it. And I want to ask you guys for your opinion. If you would like to have go into groups where we have a fun little pit off against one another, or if we want to just go as one whole group somehow, I don't know whether we want to do a separate Facebook group, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to get everybody comfortable with one another and chatting and helping each other and cheering each other on and looking for, what works best, what's not working. If you're having problems with something, then we can all jump on and help you. So I thought we'd make it much more. There is the big Healthy Living group, which is great. And I don't want anybody to go off of it. But I find that a lot of people don't actually converse in there. They're not a part of it because they don't really know everybody and it's uncomfortable. So I had thought if we make it tiny, where if we do a Facebook group where we're in and we're chatting and giving information on that group, or we do a Facebook chat, or however you want to make it, we just work together to make it as productive and successful as you want. And the other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to actually have some sort, if we do groups, that's fine. We can do groups, or if we want to do it just in one Facebook group where we're together. I wanted to, I got these shirts. So I got them several years ago, and I got this one. We're pretending it's, summer 2021. And Jeff's got a t-shirt, and I'm going to get them made for anybody who is actually participating in whichever group they want. And that would be your reward at the end, besides the fact that you're going to feel freaking fantastic. everybody gets a t-shirt. We could do that. I also have the new skincare line that I could put up for grabs. Then we could actually not do a biggest loser, because some people don't have a lot of weight to lose. They're not into losing, but.
And the healthy living program is not just about losing weight. There's much more to it than that. So.
But it would be a place where you could, if we do a Facebook group, then the first people that are, on there chatting and actually brave enough to put their pictures or to put here's Liz, my product hasn't arrived yet. That's okay. That's okay. You can actually, without your products arriving, Isabella, you can actually do this by just starting to kind of eat clean. So you will be watching the menus that come up. So there is a menu that just was posted today, and just starting to eat clean. Get your cupboard cleaned out. Start today to just make it easier for not today. You can start Monday morning. Monday morning, weigh yourself. Monday morning, measure yourself, and take front, side, and back pictures. And don't post them. You don't have to post those because, nobody wants to post them when you start. But I'll tell you, Lindsay, you posted yours at the end of your first 30 days, right?
Yeah.
And would you have ever posted those beginning pictures?
No, I didn't even want to post them then, but I had to show progress.
And Lindsay did fantastic, actually. So she did what was called initially a smoothie challenge. Did a smoothie challenge where people got all these recipes for smoothies, and you replace 2 meals a day with a smoothie and then just the regular meal for your third meal. And she did that for 2 weeks and lost 6 pounds. So then she decided to jump actually into the business, and then jumped into the 30-day program. And you just did, I don't even know what all you lost, but you did.
I did 30 days. I did 8 pounds and 8 inches.
Yeah. 8 inches. Like, that's pretty darn good. That's a lot of inches. So
yeah, like I'm finally in my pre-baby pants, and it's taken me a long time to get here, but the 30 days just like pushed it.
Well, it's because you lose the bloat. Because if you're eating wheat, when they say wheat belly, it's and I'm not saying never eat wheat again, because it's not that you, unless you're celiac or Crohn's, you're fine.
Sorry, we're missing some of the comments that are coming up.
Okay, here, I'm going to go to the chat. So I thought, okay, my product, does everyone have a progress tracker? Yes, there is a progress tracker that you can, I'm going to send, there she is, look at her. That is where you actually measure yourself, and so I will be putting that in to wherever we're going to post. We're going to have the program tracker. And does anybody have a preference on what you would see as working the best?
As a group.
As a group. As a group, or do you want to split off into 2 groups?
I like the full group idea, because instead of doing a competition, I prefer to just be like a team more so, where we can help each other with questions, and we can share recipes with each other. And because
you find lots of recipes. And I have got a great lasagna recipe. I got to tell you this. I went to my daughter's during COVID, and we did the 30 days together, her and I. And she wanted to do this lasagna recipe. And it was really a lot of work for me to do, because it was all lactose free and gluten free. And so it was a good recipe. So I made it, and it was really good. So then she wanted me to make it again. It was during the 30 days. So I did it again. Meanwhile, I was also nannying for her, my little grandson, who was a year, and he was into everything by this time. So my kitchen always looked like a huge mess, because you got to make your own cheese out of nuts. And so anyways, the third time she asked me to make it, I said, that's, you know what, I will, but we're done the 30 days. So I'm just going to make it the way I always knew how to make it. And we're all sitting there eating it at the end. And we all looked at each other and said, this is crap. I actually liked the other one way better, which is really sad. I've never made it for Jeff because it's a lot of work, but I think I will start because I make my own cashew butter now, which I actually like better than peanut butter. And I think I can, you know, I've grown enough that I can actually do the lasagna, and I will post the recipe because it's so good. It's a really good recipe. So,
I like that idea of sharing
yeah.
new delicious recipes, and also, let's say, where do you buy cashew nut cheaper? Like stuff like that, right? I go to
Yeah.
Bulk Barn because it's such a difference compared to like my local co-op, for example. So how to make this, take it to the next level by, you know, inspire each other completely.
Exactly. Well, and the nuts that you use for the, it's been a while since I made it, but for the cheese that goes in, it's a ricotta cheese. I think it was cashews, and you add
I like ricotta.
apple cider vinegar or something like that. Like you add something really different, and it puts a different flavor on the nuts. It's so good in the lasagna. So anyways, and Carl is right. Where do you buy these things? Because I cannot find cashew butter that is any cheaper than going to Costco, getting the big bag of cashews and making my own nut butter with with about 3 or 4 cups of cashews. But
There's a good question.
what do people use that have nut allergies? So oat milk is something that you would have for milk, or coconut milk. Nut allergies. Now for the cheeses, there is companies, Dio, DAIYO, that is lactose free, and they do have lactose free cheese. I don't know what it's made from, but I know that they are one of the places. And so, and oat milk is so good. I've never had it. So it's Dio, DAIYA, Dia. Is that Swedish or Swiss? I don't know. Maybe
No,
Carl.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's funny because Carl will say something and him and I'll be talking. So Carl is from Sweden, just so you guys know. And he'll say something and I don't know what he's talking about. And then he'll go to the actual, because the way we say it in English is not the way he says it in I don't know, Swedish. I don't know. But I can't even remember what he was telling me he was using. And I was like, what is it? And he showed me, and I don't remember what it was, but it was like something that we don't even, because he's saying the proper pronunciation, and I didn't even know it was pronounced like that, because we don't call it like that, because we pronounce every one of our silly letters. So anyhow, so the other things that we have, I just wanted to talk about this because these are my go-to favorites. So, and I think I got a few people on the Mind Health after Connie's party, because dang, this is really good with a pomegranate fizz.
Or a citrus fizz.
Or Jeff loves the citrus fizz. And then the skin elixir. I don't know if you can see it here. Skin elixir. There. Oh, look at that man go. So I actually mixed that with my pomegranate fizz too, and it is yum. So morning, afternoon fizzes are filled with these goodies. That's now the skin elixir is not just for skin, it's for teeth and bones and nails and hair. So it's really good for you. And I know that people have seen quite a few changes for me, it's my nail health, because my nails, I've chewed them since grade 8, and I've got nails that actually break instead of chipping. So they don't break easily, so they last a lot longer. So I've got stronger nails, which is great. The other thing, if you guys have not tried our snack bars, our protein bars, so we have sea salt and
Chocolate.
sea salt and chocolate, dark chocolate. Protein bar as well. We have the lemon ice bars. And what I like is just the convenience of these. So they're something I can throw in my purse if I'm going somewhere, and they actually do get me. If I'm hungry and I'm talking hangry, I will choose the wrong thing if I haven't planned ahead. And I mean, Sarah worked with me, so she knows that I had something loaded with just the powder, so that if I was hungry and not having time for lunch, I could actually have a drink instead of, you know, one of their chocolate bars or bags of chips or something that was always in the office. Because my go-to will be to fill my face with something not good. So that's the one thing.
So
Yeah.
with
Sure.
these, this is my favorite, the chocolate. I'm a chocolate guy, but so the chocolate with a handful of almonds, and that takes care of, you know, if I need a snack, that I really enjoy that together. Wash it down with a fizz stick.
The other thing I just wanted to mention for people like Connie, so this is just our plain protein powder. So it's got no taste, none, Connie. This is a good one if you don't like the taste of the protein. This is a tasteless protein powder, which I talk to you all the time and I never mentioned it. Sorry, Connie. I just wanted to see you suffer. That's not true. And we do have these. These are we have a metabolism support. So this is just to boost your metabolism, as well as calcium. And we have a full control too, that you can actually, it's a drink and it tastes more fruity. I want to say watermelon, but it's not really a watermelon, but it's a drink that you can drink before your meal if you're having problems with hunger, like if you're, you know, you've got an insatiable appetite. What I find on this is it's just training, you know, yourself to push away from the table. So I have to tell Jeff on days when he's working and he dishes us up, I don't need to eat what he eats after working all day outside, because I was trained to eat everything on my plate. And trust me, it just goes down. If it's only a little bit, then and if I'm still hungry, I can go back and get more. But the idea is to have more greens and vegetables and less of the starchy than what we were taught. So less meat, size of your palm, and you know, potatoes. Of course, we're not having potatoes, but we're having sweet potatoes during the 30 days. Sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, brown rice, or
Quinoa.
pardon?
Quinoa.
Yeah, or brown rice noodles. You can have those.
Oh yeah,
And we
I
found
tried buckwheat the other day.
Pardon?
buckwheat.
I tried
Yeah.
buckwheat. It was really tasty, actually.
Yes, we can have buckwheat. So there is a lot of things that you can, you know, our go-to is meat and potatoes. We were always told that we had to have more grains and, you know, and then veggies, but it really is veggies and fruits should be our biggest part of the triangle of our eating, right? We should have more fruits and vegetables, but don't cut out protein. Protein's important. Fats are important for good health. So it's just good fats. Nuts are a good source of fat. Almonds are a good source of fat. Fish is okay. They just tell you to get not farmed fish. So, and they say fish and beef once a week. Now, honestly, if you have beef more than once a week, Connie is, they raise beef. They're not gonna, and do you guys raise cattle, Cindy? Or just grain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just grain.
Yeah, but you know, people who are on farms will have, because beef is what's readily available, and you raised it, you know what's in it. So, but what they do tell us is to eat more of either less meat and or more poultry. Like we get the ground turkey now from Costco, but it is not, we don't know how it's farmed or how it's grown. But we do get the ground turkey. We quite like it.
And we use it for everything that we would have used.
Beef.
We haven't eliminated beef because I love beef. But we've used ground turkey in spaghetti sauce.
There is an
other recipes.
amazing shepherd's pie recipe that I'll have to give you guys because it's freaking awesome. I served it at our family reunion. I made a big, huge container of it. It was made with ground turkey and sweet potatoes. And I had so many people coming back asking for the recipe and it was clean. And we had our Thanksgiving dinner and I made a clean gluten-free apple crisp. And then I made ice, no cream, iced coconut milk, ice cream for it. And I made it for us that were clean eaters, but it got eaten by everybody, got finished off. So everybody liked it. You don't have to have the bad stuff in everything. And these meals taste really good. Lindsay, you can probably attest to that the meals are really good.
Yeah. Like the spicy shrimp or whatever. That's like my all-time favorite one.
Okay. You know what? I've never had
the
it.
Meatless Mondays. I enjoy those.
Yeah. So there is a lot
Can
of.
I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about grass-fed beef.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told in the past that grass-fed beef is almost as good as wild meat, like deer. Or...
Yep. It is. Yep. Yeah, it is because, well, honestly, when you go to New Zealand, I would never tell my son-in-law this, but he kills deer on his property all the time. And we also have beef. I cannot tell the difference. So I'm looking it up because it's all, he does it all himself. So it's all in a bag. I don't know what I'm feeding anybody. It's like venison or beef. I can't tell because it all tastes a little wild, but everything there tastes wild. They don't have anything that isn't grass-fed.
Mm-hmm.
So
technically you can eat more grass-fed beef.
I would assume that you could, but they do say grass-fed beef once a week on our avoid list. But I would actually on the approved list or the replace list. But I would just stick to whatever, because where you are, you're going to have a hard time getting items too. Because Carl is up north in northern BC or central BC, I guess it would be. I don't know how far north it is in Mackenzie.
It's pretty far, yeah.
Yeah. He gets a northern allowance, so that's how far north he is. So he is somebody who actually uses the grains balance a lot because his ability to get and afford fresh vegetables is But anyway, so does anybody have any questions that they want to put out to the group?
Any suggestions, comments?
I wasn't 100% clear if we're gluten-free and dairy-free then.
Yes.
Okay,
You are.
perfect.
Pardon?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, gluten-free, dairy-free. And the idea is that you are supposed to be staying away from anything acidic, inflammatory, or addictive. So alcohol, coffee is one of the things. Now, I know people and coffee and headaches and the whole thing that happens with caffeine. What we've suggested is whatever you do presently, go to half of it. You know what? If you have 16 cups of coffee a day, go down, because it's so hard on your body. The coffee is, but like Carl loves coffee as well, and he likes, he's from Sweden, so our coffee is like for babies. They feed them to their infants in a bottle, so I don't know what they do, but he likes you like the real strong coffees, right, Carl? Oh, he's not going to, but he is really a, so Liz, we cut out coffee and any of the black teas. So because they've got caffeine in them. Now, that being said, with the coffee and the tea, if you drink 1 cup of coffee a day, switch it to a decaf, or 1 cup of coffee a day, switch it to half water. Like, so you're getting your caffeine, because otherwise you're going to be dealing with headaches. And you're going to, if you aren't eating properly now, a detox is going to make you, you can be a little sick after about 4 or 5 days, which is what happened to me. I did not feel very well the first time I did it. And it was a couple days, not sick to my stomach, just nauseated and actually not wanting to eat anything. And the only time I wanted to eat anything was when we were in the grocery store and I smelled gluten cooking. I said, oh, that smells really good. What could I eat? Jeff said, or maybe I could eat that. And Jeff said, yeah, that's gluten. That's the only time you've got that thing going in me. But as soon as I got over that one, I felt so good. But it's just going through that.
What I feel with coffee is that if you drink it, so, in some countries like Italy, they just sweep the coffee in like a minute, while in North America, we like to drink our thermos of coffee for like 4 hours, which is, I feel like it's better to have the coffee quick than to drink it in only 4 hours. I don't know.
But what kind of coffee do you drink?
I just drink press usually.
Cindy has a question.
So green tea, it depends on if it's decaffeinated, but it is a black tea. It is, so we have green tea in our, in the fizz.
Yeah.
So there is green tea in there. So there is something with the green tea, but it is a black tea, but I think it's a better for you tea.
Go with green tea.
I just ordered it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah.
And green tea is an antioxidant.
Yeah, so it is good for you, but it is a black tea. Black teas are actually good for you. It's not that they're bad for you. It's just, I think that they're, like the red rose, I guess we don't know what's going on in the making of it, but I think teas for the most part are good for you. But I've heard different views on the black teas, but anything I read on it, black teas are actually pretty good for you, whereas green tea is green tea not a black tea? But yes, go with the green tea if that's what you drink on a regular basis. I just, for myself, my go-to is to have a regular orange pekoe tea with milk and sugar, and that I cannot have on the 30 days. And we don't have milk in the house, so I don't have it anymore. So it's been a couple of years, and I do have it if I go away and I'm having a nice little meal with milk and sugar, but for the most part, I don't have it. And if you are going to have sugar, sweetener, get rid of the sucrose, get rid of the, those sugar replacements. They're not good for you. Get rid of your Coffee Mate or those, whatever those powders are. Any of those they're not good for you. If you're going to have a sweetener, something to sweeten, honey they say that honey and maple syrup were to give them up for the 30 days because you're trying to get your glycemic levels down. But if you need a sweetener, there is coconut sugar, which is actually what we put in our oatmeal. We have oatmeal. We have oatmeal with our nut milk and coconut sugar. Coconut sugar tastes to me like brown sugar. It's okay. It tastes like, I don't know, maple. It's good. It's yum. Yeah. Or raw sugar. But honey and maple syrup are another one that you can use. And you'll see that they're in recipes. They just tell you for the 30 days cut back your sugar, you know, and you will, if you cut back your sugar, you will notice a difference, and get rid of your granulated sugars, your granulated salt. Iodized salt, sorry, yes. And the sugars, most of the sugars that we have, the white sugars, are beet sugar. It's not actually from a cane sugar. So I believe that it's beet sugars that we have in our white sugars, our regular white sugar. So I think that is it. What I'll do is I will set up a group, a Facebook group, if that's okay with everybody. And then if I'm not friends with your friends that you know are in the 30 days, Lindsay, Carl, you guys, you'll need to invite them, because I can't, or I don't know what we'll call it. Do we want to call it, because then you guys can just search it out. What do we want to call it? Any ideas? January. I didn't even think this far ahead.
COVID reset.
Pardon? What did you say?
Oh, COVID reset.
Honestly, because as soon as we went into lockdown and they took away my gym from me, I went into some sort of a mode, and I got a double spare tire now that I haven't had for a long time. So I really do need. So let's do a COVID reset.
Or
Just be careful. If you put anything COVID in a group, it could be blocked. You never know. Like
Yeah.
Facebook is strict.
How about 2021 Jumpstart or something?
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
2021 Jumpstart. Okay, I'll do that. I'll invite everybody here, and we can get started. And I'll put in recipes and get everything that you will need to take off of that into the files. You'll see it come in, because we need to have our trackers. And I just make sure that you post in the group. So if you found a great recipe, post it. If you're struggling with a headache, post it. Because we want to know, we want to stay engaged.
Another suggestion is Sherry's 30-day challenge.
Oh, there, I like that, Liz.
Yes, that's a good one. I like that one.
Okay. Okay. Sherry's 30-day challenge. I think it's everybody's 30-day challenge, but we're going to do it. What do you, okay.
After a while, it's not a challenge anymore. It became a lot easier the more we got into it. When you start, you have to read labels. Not everything gluten-free is good for you. You got to read the labels on gluten-free things.
Shop on the outside of the markets. The outside is where it's at. You do have to go into the inside for your sugars and a few of your things. But if you are shopping in the fresh market, avoid the bread market, and stick to the recipe guides as much as possible. So if they've got recipes that you can take off, and they give you shopping lists and everything. So if you stick to those as much as possible, you can't go wrong, because they've got it, you just go there and buy what's on your list. So it makes it pretty easy.
Carl says he's afraid of the word challenge.
Okay, it wasn't a challenge for me. So Carl actually found it quite easy, and that's what he said was amazing. But I think that we all found it that way. It was just way easier than we thought, because you're not hungry. You're not counting calories. You're not weighing, measuring.
Whatever.
It's quite easy. If you're hungry, you eat. Oh, sorry, Lindsay went. Okay,
Lindsay
had to go. So that's the beauty of this program. You eat enough food to keep you full, and you don't have to go hungry. There's no deprivation. So it's just changing what you eat. And so I will put the exchange list. So what foods and you may not eat, like I know Cindy probably eats pretty clean, but you eat what you eat now, take a look at that list, and then there's an exchange for what you can switch to for a better choice. So it's pretty easy as far as if we can do it. anybody can do it, because I honestly, I never wanted to diet, because diet started with die, and anything that had die at the beginning, I did not want to do. But it doesn't, this isn't a diet. It's just a change. And what we found is that most of the things that we were doing on a regular basis on the 30 days, we just kept doing into the regular, we just took it with us. Like we'd never stopped having our breakfast shake, because that's what we do every morning. It's
Once you start seeing results from the 30 days, it encourages you to stick with it and see where that 30 days takes you. And then once the 30 days is over, some people go off the rails and go back to their old eating habits. Some people continue on with the 30 days. Some people go the 80-20 rule. But well, during December, we go off the rails, and it's never good.
now
by
we've
the
had
time.
one good December since we started this, but usually it's
Wasn't
just
this year?
no. They told us our gym was closed, and we went, well, yeah, okay, that's it. We're going to the chip aisle. No, we didn't buy chips that often, but we did eat everything that people gave us.
So
I'm an isogenics girl, so interested to compare. Okay, good. And I don't even know what isogenics is. So, but and I don't know what it's about. But ours is just about changing. It's a reset. So you just reset your body for 30 days, and then at the end of the 30 days, you add things back in. So you start with adding in the more sugary fruits. So you can add in fruits, you can add, and so the last thing that you would add in is your gluten and your dairy at the end, because, or not at all. Like we just never added back in our dairy except for cheese. Okay, so we get the 24-month
lactose
aged
Yeah,
cheddar, so that, and
lactose free.
it's the mainland cheddar from, you can get mainland or coastal, where it's grass-fed cheddar. So we get that, and it's an older cheddar, but it's still, I still do have a reaction to it. I love it, but it's, it doesn't love my insides that much. So I do have an allergy to it. But he just has to suffer. I'm okay with it. No, I'm not. He's not. Honestly, if you're having bad problems, you shouldn't be eating it. It's not good for you. So, anything else?
No,
Carl, anything else?
anybody?
Yeah, just,
No, thank you. Yeah.
okay. All right. And if you notice results, that's the good thing. Like on day 3 of doing our first 30 days, I stopped having, like I had really bad plantar fasciitis. So day 3, honestly, I stopped having pain in my feet. And for whatever reason, it's never come back except this last week. I said to Jeff, oh, my foot is sore on the top, but it was back in the bottom again. It was just surfacing in the top, and it's because we've been eating poorly. So honestly, something that I was eating before and started again now, and I would say it's probably gluten.
And heartburn. We haven't had heartburn and I used to suffer a lot from heartburn. That's under control, and it's great living without it.
So results are not just weight, it's actually feel like, brain fog. There's a lot of foods that we eat that cause all sorts of problems. So,
And share the results as you notice them too with the group. Don't be afraid to share what you've noticed, because it helps the rest of us. And that's a lot of what this group is about, is helping each other get through this.
or epic fails. Like if you tried a recipe and then we can all kind of talk about what we could do differently to make it better. If there's something that you tried that didn't work.
Like your group gluten-free gravy.
Oh yeah, don't use tapioca flour for gravy. It's like the consistency of really thick snot, actually, and it doesn't taste that good. It's not good. I've never used the tapioca flour since, because it was yuck. And I had company over.
Well, there was a lot of leftover gravy after that meal.
I know, we didn't keep it. Yucky. But I tried. She was celiac and we had a roast out. So I made up actually Yorkshire puddings without flour. And they were actually good. They'd have been better with a different flour or a different gravy.
Yeah.
That gravy was awful. Yeah. We've had a few of those. And, you know, I keep trying new recipes for gluten-free biscuits. Some of them are not so good.
There was one that was really good.
Yeah, I can't find it anymore. So
Mhm.
post a good recipe because then we can keep it here. So if you try something that's good. So, okay, I will get that group started today. Invite you guys all to the group and then we will, I ate bad during December part. Okay, me too. That's exactly what happened. And
Yeah.
I think it happened for a lot of us because this was the weirdest December. I said to my daughter, it should never be against the law to see family. That should never be. But yet it's okay to go to Boxing Day sales. That's okay. Well, I could have met my family at the market or at the mall and gone shopping with them. But anyways, we just, it's been a hard year. So 2021, I'd like to start it off really good, get in great shape. It's kind of, I should put up a picture of somebody's really nice belly because that's my goal is to just have a nice belly. So, right now, I don't have one, but soon.
That's cute.
I'm looking forward to this too.
Because he wants my belly to be nice.
Yeah, I want my belly to be nice. You both have nice bellies. Hey.
Yeah. I know what one looks like. I've never seen it on myself, so that's okay. I got an idea in my head, and I actually have a personal coach now, and I'm kind of afraid to tell him that that's what my goal is because this guy is in really good shape. He's a serious, crazy, physically fit guy. So
She's not talking about me.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Anyways, so good luck. And I'm really excited to do this. I know it's going to be perfect, or it's going to be what we make it. So put a picture of what your best self would look like, whatever that is, even if it's yourself a few months ago. Thank you, Liz. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
See you later. And so anyways, it's going to be fun. It is you will make it what the success it is. So do everything in your power to make it easier for yourself. So post in the group, put a picture up of your best looking self, whatever that is, and stare at it, put it on your fridge, your snack cupboard, get rid of your snacks that are bad in the snack cupboard, do whatever you can to make it successful. And let's chat again at the end. We'll see. And do give me your size, what you want for a shirt. And if you want a smaller size, order smaller, because that's, the intention is then there to order. I like my shirts a little bigger, so I wouldn't order too small because I don't like that. But anyways, okay. Good luck.
Bye.
Happy New Year's weekend. See
Bye,
you later.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.